have any thoughts on how a local station is to evolve and thrive in a world where its content providers, to some degree, circumvent it?
Yeah. I don't really know enough about the model, how it works financially and all the complexities.
And then I'm going to give you my answer.
Okay, but I don't know enough about the model. But when you say things like this, I look to my experience with some large brands. And I say to myself, you know, it's really no different than Walmart selling major brands, Procter & Gamble, whoever it is, Clorox, and those brands trying to figure out how to sell outside of Walmart, like on the internet, right? I mean, they're trying to disrupt the model all the time. And even retail outlets in general now are trying to figure out how to prevent people from walking through the store and then going online on their phone and finding the same product cheaper.
Showrooming.
Right?
So
Showrooming.
NPR is showrooming local broadcasting.
Showrooming, okay? So I like, as a model, I personally like Trader Joe's, what they're doing. Trader Joe's is saying, okay, forget it. We'll develop our own brands and we'll put those on our shelves, and they have much higher margins, by the way. And if we can figure out how to do what the big guys do through branding, with packaging, right, with all the communication, with shelving, everything that they do, Trader Joe's genius at it. They make higher margins, and those are all their brands in the store. Now, they have also some national brands, but more and more the brands in Trader Joe's stores are their own brands. They developed them.
So it would be extreme to say that you're suggesting that you should get rid of NPR and just do the NPR content your way.
Look, if people want to buy the Gillette...
Sorry, NPR.
If people want to buy the Gillette razor, right, let them buy the Gillette razor. But you might want to go develop a razor, too.
And certainly it's true that many public radio stations are evolving their own local capacity to fill in blanks in Morning Edition and All Things Considered, and using their ability to chunk that content and fill in with their own content. So they are establishing a local beachhead in the presence of national content, which does, to some degree, take them into Trader Joe's direction.
Okay, so it's not all. Let's say this. It's
not black and white.
It's not all black and white. And it's not all just content, right? So some people are going to always go to their local store because it's convenient and it's habit, and it's going to take a lot to switch those people. You need to have the same type of convenience and habit as a station. You need to figure out how to get people to do something over it. I mean, when we look at this, like even social media platforms, right, the Facebooks, the Twitter and all that, all they're trying to do is to get people habitually to use that platform. That's how they succeed. And we help them by sending all of our people to their platform. Do you know what I mean? I would like to get people coming to my platform so that they get in the habit of using this. That's what they're doing right now with their radio dial in their car. I mean, look at it as a platform. I get in the car, there's a button that's pre-programmed, I hit it, I listen. You've got to do the same thing on the phone, you have to do the same thing on the tablet. You've got to get to the point where they open it, hit a button, and put in the earbuds and listen. That's simple. That's simple.
And now what that implies is that providing that value proposition, that unique value proposition on those platforms isn't the same as repurposing your content across platforms, right?
You have to understand their state of mind when they're pushing that little button, when they're opening a tablet versus jumping into a car. It might be different.
And also what that medium can provide that other media can't provide, right?
Right.
Because you're going to deal in a competitive environment.
Exactly.
In terms of this puzzle with local broadcasters versus the network, very often this question of, well, do more local news is the assumption. And I think that's kind of, that's an oversimplification. And the reason I say that is because in all the research that I've done, both commercial and non-commercial, invariably local news per se as a category means many things, first of all. And what it very often means are headlines, local service elements. What it tends not to mean in terms of what people want are, school board and local city hall and all that kind of stuff. So it is an oversimplification to say that local news is the problem, however, or the solution. However, the idea that, to your point, you can provide a local perspective on an issue of, more serious or national or international concern, that is an opportunity. And that is where the stuff at Trader Joe's, right? Because Trader Joe's isn't inventing food products. No. They're just creating their own form of food product. That's the equivalent in a radio context of a local perspective on a national story, or a local host who filters a national story. And that's what people are coming to a lot of these stations for. And that voice may live only on that station.